Robert F. Kennedy Jr. now says that he wants to remove cell phones from schools because they produce electromagnetic radiation, which can damage children neurologically and maybe even cause cancer. This is not some random guy. This is the Secretary of Health and Human Services. Here he is on Fox News. This is a conspiracy theory. As often is the case, there is more to it than just yes or no. Let's listen to what he said first.
Cell phones also produce electromagnetic radiation, which has been shown to do neurological damage to kids when it's around them all day, and to cause cellular damage and even cancer. So, a cell phone use and social media use on the cell phone has been directly connected with depression, with poor performance in schools, with suicidal ideation, with substance abuse. And it's the other countries that have done this, the states that are doing this have found that it is a much healthier environment when kids are not using cell phones in schools.
Listen, you can make a very good case of getting cell phones out of schools. And in fact, I'll make it in a moment. You don't need to go to the electromagnetic radiation conspiracy theory on this. RFK is mixing two things: the social effect of phones in school, the social effect of phones creating clickiness, seemingly more for adolescent girls than boys, and leading to depression and suicidal ideation. You can make that case without swerving off of the highway into a backwater of conspiracism. So here's what we know right now. Cell phones do emit electromagnetic radiation. They emit non-ionizing RF radiation. There is no good evidence that typical exposure from cell phones causes neurological damage to children or to anybody else. The kind of radiation phones emit is not what X-rays emit, which can do damage to DNA. Major health agencies, WHO, CDC, FDA, National Cancer Institute, they all agree that right now, the current scientific evidence does not show that cell phone exposure causes harms to brains or to child development or to any of it. There are some animal studies which have raised questions. What they would do is subject animals to extreme levels far beyond what anyone experiences from having your phone in your pocket or in your backpack. And there is nothing from real world settings, even looking at long-term phone usage and have brain tumors changed over time or neurological issues. There's just no evidence of that at this point in time. Is it reasonable to study this stuff? Should we know? Does having a router in our house do anything? Does having a phone in our pocket do anything? Of course we should study that stuff. And right now the evidence points to the stuff RFK is saying isn't true. Now, if you want to limit cell phone use in school to reduce distraction, improve focus, reduce some of the social downsides of phones in schools, that's a different conversation. And we probably should do it. Cell phones are so interesting. And what I mean is the draw of the phone is so compelling, such a distraction. It's probably logical to question allowing them in school. When I taught at Boston College, even though it was all like, we're not doing phones in class. You can have your laptop, right? How am I going to enforce no laptops, right? Supposedly notes are being taken. The laptops themselves and the phones being there was such a distraction that I could see students, it was almost like physically unable to resist them. It wouldn't shock me if in some number of years when phones are banned in school, some people say, hey, remember when you were just allowed to have your phone during class? It'd be like, remember those smoking sections on airplanes? I remember that from flying internationally to Argentina when I was a kid. That is all plausible, probable, likely. But the claims that phones cause neurological damage just by being nearby, it is not backed by science. I'm not jumping into the you shouldn't ask that. I'm not jumping into any of this conspiracy stuff about it. You have to suppress it. We can't talk about that. We have a bunch of data on it. It doesn't appear to be true. It's irresponsible for him to be spreading this stuff. That's the bottom line. We've got a fantastic bonus show for you today, and I can't tell you how excited I am that the book is out. The book I've been working on for a very long time, The Echo Machine, is out today. I know that hundreds of you have already received the book. I know that thousands of you will shortly receive the book. This is no longer months away. This is the now. We have 7 days to do what we can to see if we can get this book some accolade for new nonfiction book. Whatever is your preference in terms of audiobook, Kindle, or physical book, they're all available. Amazon, Barnes & Noble, local bookstores, signed copies still available at davidpakman.com/booksmith. This is it. Please leave a review, okay? Some platforms require proof of purchase to review, some don't. I'm just telling you, that's just a fact, okay? I'm just mentioning that. If we can rack up a bunch of reviews over the next 48 hours, it would really help. So please do review the book on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Goodreads. We will see you on the bonus show. I'll be back tomorrow. What a day. After researching, writing, refining, The Echo Machine, my book, is finally out. This is not just a book about how American politics got so broken. It's also about what's happening right now and what we can still do to stop things from getting worse. Trump's been back in power. The results have been even more catastrophic than many feared, with targeting of political opponents and gutting democratic institutions, laying the groundwork to even further consolidate power. But the thing is that none of this is inevitable. The same forces that brought us here can be countered if we understand how they work and what to do about them. And that's what The Echo Machine is all about. Some say that without corporate media backing, books like this can't succeed. I think we can prove them wrong. You can get The Echo Machine right now at davidpakman.com/echo on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Audible, Kindle, or by calling any local bookstore and asking them to order it. This book is more important than ever. If you care about what happens next, and I do, check out The Echo Machine today at davidpakman.com/echo.